The Great Pyramid of Cheops is the focus of much attention, having been the subject of numerous studies and discussions. Conjecture regarding the appearance or the purpose of the Great Pyramid is certainly fascinating, and a portion of the information or theories about it seem quite far-fetched or unconventional to me. Portions of it, I believe, are rather theoretical and conjectural. I've consistently believed that it stands to reason and holds the utmost significance. The Pyramid of Credibility fundamentally represents a model of the Earth. Old texts, examples of Semitic script, and I will provide two instances as illustration. The ancient Hebrew texts, which pertain to Kabbalistic literature, are the ancient Hebrew scriptures known as the Old Testament and the Torah, followed by the use of the Greek script. The New Testament is composed in the Greek language, encompassing the works of both the Pythagoreans and the later Neo-Pythagoreans. Writings composed in the Greek language. Interestingly enough, it appears that both these. Before the emergence of Hindu-Arabic numerals, different languages had their own unique systems and methods for representing numbers. Number system. We first encountered the Hindu-Arabic number system. Currently, we possess our complete alphabet and we have established our fundamental set of principles or elements. Regarding numbers, they represent two distinct concepts. However, before this differentiation, the arrival of the Hindu-Arabic number system in Semitic-speaking regions, the identical characters that functioned as both alphabetic letters and numerical digits represented a dual-purpose system. The denary system, which you can observe directly in front of you, is what was essential. Aleph represented the number 1, Beit corresponded to the number 2, Gimel stood for 3, and Daled denoted 4. 4, Hey was 5, Wa was 6, Zion 7, and so. Please provide additional context or a complete passage for the text you would like to have paraphrased, as it currently appears to be a fragment with numbers and terms that are not immediately clear or connected in a meaningful way. The letter Yud, regarded as the foundational character of the Hebrew alphabet, was assigned a numerical value. 10. Thus, units, tens, and hundreds, followed by the introduction of a symbolic representation. For instance, within every element, such as the letter Aleph, there is a fundamental part. Originally was the word for an ox. The term, Beit, was initially used to denote a house. Originally, the term, Gimel, denoted a camel, among other things. Moving forward, we encounter the Greek system, as well as the denary system, consist of various units. Numerous and plentiful. Thus, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Digamma, zeta, eta, theta, etc. refer to numerical values from 1 to 9, and so on. Iota kappa lambda mu nu xi omicron pi. Kappa 10 through 90 and so on. Okay. So, we utilize an identical structure, with groupings in singles, tens, and hundreds. So, how does this work? Was this method used? Here's a case in point. Observe the following instance. Aletheon, stemming from the Greek term for truth, and should you combine the value of 8 from the alpha element with the value of the lambda and another 8. Based on the Greek letters theta, epsilon, iota, and alpha, the cumulative value that I recently presented to you amounts to 72. And that is one of our vital holy figures. Katabala, which signifies the initial stage of creation, or the very beginning of existence, is known as conception. Kappa. Alpha tau alpha beta omicron lambda eta. Recollect the values straight from the historical context once more. The verified chart I presented to you has a total sum of 432. Right here, you can observe these figures appearing. This is how the Greek name would appear in the New Testament, starting with the sigma letter. Alpha lambda eta and mu represent certain values. Individual letters. Iota, which was 10. Epsilon 5, etc. And when you add those, you earn 860 points in level 4, the Immortality Temple. If we consider that particular spelling and sum it, it is also 864. The Holy Ghost, Toan Pneuma. Calculate the total worth of those items, and the sum comes to 108. This represents a source of deep knowledge. Hagia Sophia's also adds to 80 tenths. It's likely that many are already acquainted with the concept of wisdom being something important to grasp. Let that person who understands this acknowledge the significance of such knowledge. Let those with insight calculate the beast's number, for it represents the beast's numerical identity. A man with a score of 603 and 6. Have you ever encountered that? It's likely the most. The notorious and debated figure from the Bible, 666. Essentially, to truly grasp the concept being discussed, you need to delve into the underlying meaning or context it's pointing to. Have to peel back the outer literal exploration of the appearance of these tales by examining the fundamental mathematical principles. The architectural design hides it, and surprisingly, that is where it is actually located. The velocity at which Earth travels in its path around the Sun is 66,600 miles per hour. Miles per hour, to be precise. Once more, this is taken directly from the Book of Revelation, and, note, without additional context, it is challenging to provide a precise paraphrase beyond altering the structure of the given sentence fragment. My response is an effort to maintain the original meaning while changing some wording. I saw a lamb standing at the entrance of Zion, visible to everyone. Someone familiar understands that this refers to the symbol of Aries, the lamb, and with him. Here, we have the figure 144,000, bearing their father's name on their foreheads. What does this mean? What does this imply? Essentially, it suggests that a person dedicated to the study of sacred geometry will, over time. These figures have become such a fundamental aspect of your awareness. In the frontal area of your brain, specifically the frontal lobe, lies the center of your consciousness. Awareness that these figures genuinely integrate into how you feel the authenticity of the world and immerse yourself in the environment, as the figures are significant. Everywhere in the world, it provides a form that establishes the contours of the world. The phases that dictate the rhythms of our existence. Additionally, I perceived a sound from the skies that resembled the roar of surging waters and the booming of a loud chorus. A mighty thundering sound. And I listened to the sound of harpists as they played their harps. Their harps. And they sung as it were a fresh melody was performed in the presence of the throne and in front of it. 4 creatures. Which are the 4 creatures in question? They consist of the bull, the lion, the... Unfortunately, the original text you provided is incomplete. If you provide the full sentence, I can help you rethink the entire paragraph. An eagle, and a person who segments the celestial circle into distinct time phases. 6,480 years, which I certainly... We should include it as it's a significant figure. Therefore, there is an indirect mention of that period of 1,480 years. No one else was able to understand the melody except for the 144,000 individuals, which were redeemed from the earth. Now, when you delve into the study of Kabbalah, you are able to. You can refer to the English translations to guide you. To access the more advanced teachings, entrance through the external gateways is insufficient. Deeper knowledge requires meeting specific requirements or demonstrating commitment. Transcend that level. You must return to the foundational languages. Quite powerful. It has connotations of being saved, salvaged, or restored, often with a sense of a significant turnaround or a profound transformation. Redeemed can imply liberation from bondage or freedom from a heavy burden, as well as the fulfillment of a promise or delivery of something that was once lost but has now been returned in an improved or restored condition. The word in question is truly fascinating. It refers to those who have been saved or delivered on the planet, 144,000. We discovered that the word was. The term originates from the Greek word, agora, signifying a trip to the marketplace. Essentially, the concept is referring to the action of going to market. The message conveyed is that on the day of judgment, only those who attain salvation will be considered successful. Those who make decisions are the ones who venture out and engage in shopping. How is this related? Going to market? Well, as a place. The initial hint lies in the very name of the town center. It's referred to as the square. Look, this is your geometry. It serves as a location frequented by the general public because of its. The initial concept pertains to a market or a route used for trading. The concept of a marketplace designed with a central square as its focal point. A square, an actual square. Thus, it turned out to be so. Connected to the concept of a crowd convening in this plaza. Proceed to. Market, through its implications, suggests the act of buying, particularly for the purpose of redemption. Gather once more in the square, shall we? Reflecting on the notion of figuratively gathering one's mental capabilities, yet. Additionally, to awaken or to stimulate someone from a state of actual slumber. Moving from a seated or prone position, escaping illness or mortality, or metaphorically transitioning from. To awaken or elevate from a state of darkness or destruction. Up, to raise up, to rear up. So see. Once you begin delving into these concepts, you find yourself inevitably guided towards all these notions. The writers of these texts delved into the ancient mystical interpretations of the language that are rooted in Kabbalah. The essence of what the holy texts intended to convey must be understood, keeping in mind that all of them. These holy texts have undergone several rounds of interpretation into different languages. By individuals who might have either comprehended the details or not. Hidden within symbolic representations were the foundational beliefs and teachings. Referring to the idea of singing a new song indicates to me that it involves approaching something creatively and with a fresh perspective. It could be that we are discussing an alteration in how often something occurs. Regarding life on Earth, it pertains to those who alter their existence. Awareness will therefore be in alignment with the altering the frequencies is what I consider to be one of the fundamental lessons. The implication here is that during Earth's evolutionary process, traveling across the galaxy, navigating various geometric shapes, connections with the cosmic universe are currently unfolding. The range of frequencies striking the Earth is consistently also experiencing a transformation as this aspect. It is included in the process as well. Grasping the long-lost techniques and mysterious approaches that the great architects of bygone eras employed. Originally, the sacred geometry and the ancient techniques were being employed. Geodetic knowledge for the creation of structures that possessed a harmonic resonance. They had a connection with the Earth due to their harmonic resonance with it. I believe this aspect is significant. Attempting to comprehend the holy science that underpins current events. Architectural marvels such as the Parthenon, the Great Pyramid, and numerous other historical edifices. The science of temples revolves around the concept of harmony and order. Generating structures that vibrate by utilizing the concept of resonance. Based on specific wavelengths, the frequencies in question would be adjusted to the gradually shifting frequency ranges of the Earth as it continues its voyage through the cosmos. Across the cosmos, an implication of this is that it follows from this truth. The truth is that we humans are ultimately constructed following universal proportions. Our creation took place within the celestial scale. Image of God, right? And God is the ultimate cosmic standard. Moreover, since we are fashioned in the likeness of God, embody the cosmic measures. So when Protagoras claimed that humans are the standard by which everything is evaluated, suggesting that we serve as the ultimate measure for the universe. Actually, when someone considers the range of phenomena from the individual human level to the most expansive macro scale we are aware of, and starting from the please provide the rest of the sentence or paragraph for complete paraphrasing. From the broadest scope of humanity to the tiniest microscopic level that we are currently aware of, where do we find ourselves situated within that ranking system? Precisely at the central point. There is an equal amount both above and beneath us. The extent of what is larger than us matches the extent of what is smaller. There is more beyond us than there is less than us, and I believe this is one of the key points. Texts, we must approach them with an understanding that our reading may yield different interpretations based on varied cultural assumptions and personal experiences. In geometry, we come to understand that it represents the perfect amalgamation of all these elements. The ultimate element or essence underlying all phenomena, no matter their size or scale. We are the quintessential embodiment of that amalgamation. Then, ultimately, it comes down to our awareness, as I mentioned earlier, because just as with the phrase, name written on our forehead, suggests that something is very apparent or obvious about us, as if it were clearly labeled for everyone to see. When engaging with the study of sacred geometry, you immerse yourself in the exploration of profound symbols and forms considered to hold deep spiritual significance. These patterns and shapes are believed to be the foundational designs upon which the universe has been constructed, echoing the belief that there is a hidden order to all existence. By delving into this ancient wisdom, one embarks on a journey to understand the interconnection between the physical world and the divine, a relationship that is meticulously encoded within the very fabric of the cosmos. Literally building an edifice in your awareness. You are constructing a shape from the substance provided of your own conscious mind that reflects. This natural arrangement, pertaining to the cosmos, is fundamentally what it's all about. Us. Understanding sacred geometry reveals the profound significance it holds for us, and that's precisely why exploring its principles now can be so impactful. In the end, it could become a crucial means of obtaining access to a multitude of other aspects or areas. The mystical teachings of Kabbalah, combined with the transformative practices of alchemy and the arcane knowledge of Hermetic philosophy. The traditions of Gnosticism along with those of the Vedas and so on. Fourth,